Welcome to English Studies 1. Students, my name is Erik Ba from Fusu College of Education, offering visual arts program. Today I'm the one going to take you through this subject. This is because your teacher is not all that well. So today we are going to discuss about the topic morpheme. And we learned that morpheme is the smallest grammatical unit of a language. So, objectives of this topic is, by the end of this lesson, we must be able to 1. Explain the word morpheme, 2. To list the types of morpheme, 3. Able to differentiate between the types of morpheme, and also to list the types of bound morpheme, and lastly to explain the types of bound morpheme. We therefore proceed to the main concept of morpheme. So, morpheme. What is morpheme? A morpheme is the minimal grammatical unit of a language. It can also be defined as a morphological unit of a language that cannot be further divided. So, what it means is that a morpheme is the smallest grammatical unit of a language. It is a morpheme is a smallest, or it is the lowest grammatical unit that makes sense or that stand on its own. Examples. Number 1, the word stopped is composed of two morphemes. Stop plus the past tense marker, that is stop plus ed. So the stop plus ed is a morpheme which composed of two, the ed and the stopped. Example number 2. Example 2, we have walked. Walked is also composed of two morphemes, walk plus ed. Walk is one of a morpheme, and the ed is also another morpheme. Again, we can say that went has two morphemes, go plus the past tense marker. Here someone may ask, hey, so what is the past tense marker of went? And in English language it is. So one may ask, hey, so what is the past tense marker of went? So in the English language, the past tense marker of went is the ed. You add the ed to the go to make it past tense. But we don't write the goed. We use the word went to replace it. So here the past tense marker of go is the ed. So the go plus ed forms together to give us went. So here the morphemes in went are the go and the ed. Another example is so that's all. And we are moving on to the types of morpheme. There are basically two types of morpheme. These are free morpheme and bound morpheme. Under the free morpheme is a kind of morpheme which can stand on its own. This means that this kind of morpheme makes sense on its own. So free morpheme, it is a morpheme that stands on its own. It does not need any other morpheme support. It stands on its own and there is a sense in it. That's what we refer to as a free morpheme. Let's move on to bound morpheme. Bound morpheme, on the other hand, is the kind of morpheme which cannot stand on its own. So the free morpheme stand on its own. It consists of many, whilst the bound morpheme that do not consist of many. Let's see their examples to make it clear to us. And this example has been completed in a tabular form. And we have word, free morpheme, and bound morpheme. Under the word, we have teacher. And the free morpheme of the teacher is teach. Teach is the free morpheme. As we said, free morpheme is a kind of morpheme which can stand on its own. So teach here stand on its own. It's a morpheme that stand on its own. In other words, it's meaningful. It contains meaning, or it consists of meaning. And under the bound morpheme, we have gr, which do not consist of any meaning, or does not consist of any understanding. Another example is girls. And under the free morpheme, we have girl, and the bound morpheme, we have s. Walked. Free morpheme is walk, and the bound morpheme is gd. Children, we have child as a free morpheme, and the rgn as the bound morpheme. Impossible, possible as a free morpheme, and im as bound morpheme. And we are moving on to the types of bound morpheme. Under the bound morpheme, we have classified it into two different types, and these are derivational and inflectional morpheme. Under the derivational morpheme, it is a morpheme that is added to a base morpheme to change its part of speech or its word class. A derivational morpheme may be prefix or suffix. So all what we mean about derivational morpheme is, it is a morpheme that when a morpheme is added to the base, in other words, it is a word that when another morpheme is added to it, it will change its part of speech or its word class. Are you getting me? So it's you adding another word to another word to make the one you added the one that accepts the stranger. You know, I am the original copy and this is the photocopier. So when you add the photocopy to me, the photocopy will change my speech part or my word class. So this is what we refer to as a derivational morpheme. It's like you are obtaining another word when you add a different morpheme to it. So what it means is that it results in a different meaning of a morpheme. So when we say prefix refers to the morpheme that comes before the base of a morpheme, while suffix comes after the base of a morpheme. Examples under derivational, examples under prefix and suffix. We have the word distrustful, and its base is, the base here is trust. When we say base, we have base, root, and stem. And the base, root, and stem, the base and the root are the same. They all mean the same thing. But the stem is different. And what the base or the root means is that it is a word that makes meaning. It is a word that stands on its own. It consists of meaningful. Yeah. So when the one attached to the base is the stem. In other words, we can say a base is like a base is the free morpheme, while the bound morpheme is the stem. Yeah. So here the word we have distrustful and trust as a base, this as a prefix, suffix, we have the full. Uncommon as a word, common is the base and is the prefix. Non-existent, none as the prefix, suffix is the gent, and the base here is exist. We are moving on, and we have under the derivational morpheme, we have types under it, and the types are class-changing derivational affix and maintaining class affix. A class-changing derivational affix is any affix that forms a word whose word class is different from the base. So here, when you add a prefix or suffix to the base, it changes its word class to different word class. And the word class example is the noun, adjective, verb, and the rest. So when you add a suffix to the morpheme, it either will change it from noun to adjective, or it will change its word class from adjective to a noun. Let's look at this example. Hope. Hope here is a noun plus the full. Full here is the affix. So when you add the affix, which is the full, to hope as a noun, it gives you hopeful. And hopeful here becomes adjective. So in this example, it's changing it from noun to adjective. Another example, we have beauty as a noun plus the affix, which is the full, to give us beautiful. And beautiful here is the adjective. So this is what about a class-changing derivational affix. And a class-maintaining derivational affix, it is an affix that is used to form new word that is of the same word class as the base. So another class-maintaining derivational affix is when you add affix to the morpheme or to the base, it will form a new word, although, but it maintains its word class. It does not change its word class. It maintains its word class. So here, this one, to the example, we have happy. Happy as an adjective. When you add an, the affix an, it becomes unhappy, which unhappy is different from happy, but it remains the same as the adjective. Host as a noun plus the affix ess, it will give you hostess, which is also a noun. So this is what about a class maintaining derivational affix. And we are moving on to inflectional morpheme. As we said, we have two types of morpheme: the derivational morpheme and the inflectional morpheme. So another inflectional morpheme, it is a type of morpheme that is added to the base but does not change the part of speech word or the word class. Example, teacher. So this is more like the class maintaining morpheme. So another inflection morpheme, it is a type of morpheme that is added to the base but does not change the part of speech. Example, teacher. Teacher here is a noun, and when you add the s, it will give you teachers, which is also the same as noun. Eat is a verb. Adding ing to it will give you eating, which is also the same as a verb. Yeah. So this is all about inflectional morpheme. And so this is the summary of the whole thing. Morpheme. Then we move on to the types of morpheme. And another types of morpheme, we have the free morpheme and the bound morpheme. And under the free morpheme, we have lexical and functional free morpheme. But we didn't talk about it in this lesson. We will do that in our next lesson. Maybe it will be me or it will be your normal teacher. And another bound morpheme, we have the derivational and the inflectional morpheme. So this is all about the topic morpheme. Yeah. So in summary, morpheme is the smallest or the minimal grammatical unit of a language. And another morpheme, we have two types. We have the free morpheme and the bound morpheme. And another bound morpheme, we have the derivational morpheme and the inflectional morpheme. And another derivational morpheme, we have two types. We have the class changing derivational affix and the class maintaining derivational affix. So this is all about the topic for today. So we are going to end our today's lesson here. But before that, let me ask these questions. Answer these questions in your English language exercise book. Question number 1. What is a morpheme? You explain what a morpheme is. Question number 2. List 10 examples of morpheme and indicate the types they fall under. We have types of morpheme. So list 10 examples and indicate the types that the examples fall under. Question number 3. Distinguish, or in other words, differentiate between the types of derivational morpheme. We have types of derivational morpheme. So differentiate them. So this is the question for you today. And this is about me. I am a student. I am a trainee teacher and in the institution of Fosu College of Education, located at Asin Fosu. And my name is Erik Ba. I'm offering Bachelor of Education, Primary. And the course title is English Studies 1, course code UBS 135. Okay. So this is the end of our today's lesson. Thank you for lending me your attention. God bless you all. I love you all. Bye bye.